Hello and welcome to another episode of the Cozy Cottage Crochet Podcast. My name is Hannah and this is a podcast about crochet and yarn and generally living the yarniest life possible. I am not coming to you from Florida where I almost always am. That's where I live. Instead, right now I'm actually in Austin, Texas for work, and it's very gray outside and the lighting in this hotel room is a little bad. So I apologize. The camera is very precariously perched on the edge of the bed on top of a school book that I brought with me. So I'm going to do my best not to wildly knock it off and make you guys seasick. But if anything seems amiss today, please just bear with me. I will be home for the next episode. I just want to say before we get started, a huge hello and thank you for any returning viewers. I know some of you have been with me for a long time and there's some people who have been contacting me from the last episode. So hi, I'm so happy that you are here. And if you are a new viewer, thank you for stopping by and spending a little time with me in my little crochet corner of the internet. So I have some very exciting news. And I don't want to wait until the end of the podcast because this is what a lot of people have been waiting for. And that is the winners of the 2 crochet alongs that were hosted over the months of September and October. So the first crochet along was the super simple Tunisian cow, or the SST cow that I was hosting with Claudia of the Crochet Luna podcast. She announced her winners. She had 2 winners from her group, one from the finished object thread and one from the chatter thread. And I have 2 winners from my Ravelry group as well. And if you participated, I just want to say thank you so much. It was so exciting to see so many people try something new. When I first started to learn Tunisian crochet, I had no idea what I was doing, and then my lovely friend Barb gifted me a craftsy class. So I took that, and I think Tunisian crochet is fabulous. So this was a kind of way to dip your toe in by making some washcloths and learning some basic stitches, and it's just been so great. So I'm really, really, really excited to announce these winners. I have 2 prizes, one for the finished object thread, and one for the chatter thread. You're gonna have to forgive me if I keep looking down right now because I've written down everything. I want to make sure everyone gets proper credit and that I don't mispronounce anything. So the finished object thread winner for the super simple Tunisian cow is Musical Bunny 18, who is Karen from Hawaii, and you have won a super awesome project bag that was handmade by Barb. It's so cute. I love this bag. It's got cherries all over it, and on the inside is my favorite part. It's got little dogs. It's so pretty and cute. And she also included, I'm not looking at the camera, am I? Some stitch markers, which you can never have too many of. So congratulations, Karen. If you could please contact me, I will get this off to you in the mail. And the winner of the chatter thread also is going to win a bag. This person is Mama Gap 2009, who is Bethany from Arizona. And you are going to win a lovely project bag that was handmade by Amy, who lives in St. Petersburg. And she is my new yarny friend. She made this bag, and on the inside, it's this beautiful, I love this fabric. And it's interfaced, so it's very sturdy. And it also comes with a lavender sachet. Oh, so good. So you have won this. Congratulations to Karen and Bethany. If you could please email me, that is the absolute best way to see that I can get your information. Okay, so please email me at thecozycottagecrochet@gmail.com and give me your address and I will get this off in the mail to you. And both of these bags, I'm going to put a handmade stitch marker that I make in with the package when I mail it to you. I haven't made them yet, so I can't show them to you, but I promise there'll be a stitch marker. Can I just say that I packed all of this stuff up and brought it to Austin with me because I knew I would be recording a podcast. That's dedication, y'all. I wanted to show you the prizes in person instead of taking a photo. So I'm so excited. Thank you so much to everyone who participated in the Super Simple Tunisian Cow. It was fantastic. I made all 4 washcloths, and that circular one, that was probably my favorite. And it seemed to me that a lot of people, that was their favorite as well. So now is the prizes you've all been waiting for. For the September shawl along, which was a crochet along that I hosted from September 1st to October 31st, where you needed to make a shawl or a shawlette or a wrap or a stole or an infinity scarf or a cowl or anything you could wear around your neck. But it did have to be a new project. Can I just tell you, I was blown away by the amount of people that participated in this. I figured like maybe a few people would participate, especially people that I know already. They'd participate out of pity. But I can't even tell you. There was over 200 posts in the finished object thread, and I went through and deleted all the chatter out of the finished object thread so I could get an accurate count. There's still over 200. And in the chatter thread, there was like 650 something posts. And using the hashtag September Shawl Along on Instagram, there was almost 200 posts as well. So you guys, that's crazy. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to everyone who participated. It just makes me so happy, and I have about 1 million shawls that I need to make because all of the beautiful finished object posts that were put in the Ravelry thread, I was scrolling through them last night and this morning, and I just can't, they're so gorgeous. Some people made multiple shawls, and it's just crazy. So I have lots of prizes for this. I have a total of 5 prizes. So I'm gonna have 2 for the finished object thread, 2 for the chatter thread, and 1 for Instagram. I have an Instagram prize as well. Let me do the finished object thread prizes first, and let me show you what they are. So the first prize is going to be this Una shawl pattern by Vicki Brown. It was donated by Julie, who is You Crochet, and I'll put that down below so you can see. She donated this. She ordered this kit, so it was a Vicki Brown pattern, and it came with a skein of her bamboo sock, which I cannot get over this color. I have been hoarding this prize, just waiting to give it to the perfect person because it's so soft. I can't even tell you how soft this yarn is. And it also comes with a little tiny wool wash so that you can block and wash your finished shawl, and a tea, which is Paris breakfast tea by A Cup of Couture. And they're all purple, and I think they match perfectly. So thank you, Julie, for donating this prize. Not someone, I know who this is going to already, so they're gonna be very excited. The person who won this awesome prize is Mrs. Smith 615, who is Andrea from North Carolina. And this is actually really funny because she is also the person who made the most shawls. And I was thinking, because I was scrolling through and I realized that she had made like 8 shawls in those 2 months, which is crazy. But I was planning on finding a prize for her anyways, and then she was the first prize that I drew. And I used a random number generator for all of these, and it picked her post, so it's perfect. So you don't get a prize that I have to come up with somewhere. You get this beautiful, you get a chance to make a new shawl with this beautiful yarn. So congratulations, Andrea. Please email me and I will get you your prize. The second prize for the finished object thread is a pattern prize. So Rosina from the lovely Zines and Roger podcast contacted me and said she wanted to donate a pattern. Now, she didn't tell me which pattern because that's the best part of the prize. You get to pick. So the person who won the pattern from Rosina is Pamela PRN, who is Pam from Oklahoma. So congratulations, Pam. Please contact me via email and I will get you in touch with Rosina, who will gift you one of her own patterns. And you can pick any of the patterns that she has, and she will gift that to you on Ravelry so that you can start a new project. Those are the 2 finished object prizes. Let me go on to the chatter thread, which, as I said, there was over 650 posts. So lots and lots of entries. The first prize was donated to the podcast by Ashley, who has her own Etsy shop. It is Ash Love Makes, and I will put that down below so that you can link to it. She's got some super cute bags and notion pouches and stitch marker sets. So she donated this lovely little autonomous triangle notions pouch, which is perfect for Thanksgiving. And on the inside, it's not the same fabric. It's all pumpkins. And it's got this little hook, so you can actually attach it to your bag if you like, a different bag. And then along with this, she sent along some beautiful little tees and this super cool stitch marker set, which I don't know how well you can see this, but these are all hook sizes. Oh. I'm not showing these off very well. I apologize, Ashley. Okay, so hopefully you can see these better. So you can actually just put these on your project and you'll never need to know what kind of hook you were using or what size hook you were using because this will be there for you. You won't forget. I actually did that one time. It was ridiculous. It was on a pink shawl that I was making. I think I was supposed to use a 4.5 and I picked up a 4 after I hadn't worked on it in a couple of weeks, and then I crocheted like 6 inches and then I was like, this is so stiff. Yeah, I was using the wrong hook size. So this will save you from doing that. And then there's also a little piece of pumpkin pie. So this is a super cute prize, and I am very excited to say that the person who is winning this is Tamara from Crafty Escapism. I'm so happy. She is in Texas by way of the UK. She lives in Texas currently. She is one of the hosts of the Back to School Sweater Cow on Instagram. And I'm just so excited that she won. So please shoot me an email tomorrow and I will get those in the mail to you. And then the second prize, because there's 2 for the chatter thread, is also a pattern. So Deanne from Addie Day Designs, who is in Australia, and she's fabulous. And I know I've said this on the podcast before, but you need to go watch her podcast. I was watching it last night in the hotel by myself, being so alone. And it just made my whole night to watch her podcast. So go watch her podcast, but that's not the point. The point is that she also donated one of her patterns. So you can pick any one of her shawl patterns and she will gift that to you as a prize for this crochet along. So the person who has won that is Green Hook, who is Amy from Oregon. So congratulations, Tamara and Amy. Please email me at thecozycottagecrochet@gmail.com, and I will get you in touch, Amy, with Deanne, and then she'll be able to get that pattern to you. That's not all, folks. I've got one more. Remember I said there was going to be an Instagram prize. So on Instagram there was 194 posts, and the winner of a random number generator is Heather Hearts Crochet, who is Heather from New York. And what you have won is a prize that I put together, is this beautiful mandala yarn, which was donated to me. Someone had sent me the 2 balls of this mandala yarn, and it was so sweet of them, and I didn't want to keep both of them because I wanted to give one away. So this is the colorway Unicorn, which is so pretty. And with this, it's going to come a little bag that I picked up. Now, it's not interfaced, it's not lined, but it's a flannel drawstring bag. I got this at Target, and I loved it so much that I bought 2 because I wanted to share the love. So it's just a drawstring bag. It's big enough. Claudia from the Crochet Luna podcast was talking about this before. If you work with Red Heart or any kind of like Karen Simply Soft or something like that, the balls don't fit sometimes in a regular project bag because they're long. Whereas this one, you can stand them up and they'll just stand. There's plenty of room. So it's the same inside and out. I love flannel and I love plaid. I love plaid. I am a stripes and plaid kind of person. I actually don't own a lot of plaid. I don't know why that is. I own a lot of stripes, and I don't own any flannel because Florida. I would never wear it. So this bag and this ball of mandala yarn is going to go to Heather from New York. So congratulations, everyone. I'm going to list everyone's name. Karen and Bethany and Andrea and Pam and Heather and Tamara and Amy. Congratulations to everyone. I'm so excited for that you won. Please, please email me so that I can get your prizes out to you in the mail. Now, I will be in Austin, Texas for another week and a half. So these prizes are not going to go out in the mail until Thanksgiving because that's when I'm going to get home. Because I don't have any packing materials. I don't have the stitch markers. It's just not going to happen. But I promise you I will get them in the mail before the end of November. So if you could please email me at thecozycottagecrochet@gmail.com. Tell me who you are and that you won, and I will get these off to you. So thank you again. I know I keep saying this. I sound like I'm repeating myself. I can't help it. I'm thrilled. I'm blown away. The fact that so many people participated just fills me with joy and excitement, and I will be hosting another KAL, but not until January. So more details on that to come. I'm going to make it through the end of school first, which is, let's see, I've got 3 weeks left in my current job, and I've got 5 weeks left of school. And so by the end of the year, my whole life is going to be different, which I'm very excited about. But right now, everything is a little crazy, so I will not be hosting another KAL until next year. But I have an idea for one already, and it's going to be fabulous. All right. Oh, I guess I should say, because I totally forgot to say this at the beginning of the podcast, you can find me as The Cozy Cottage Crochet on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. It's just The Cozy Cottage on Ravelry, but we do have a Ravelry group, and I have 2 fantastic moderators who are involved in that group and keep the conversation going while I am drowning in schoolwork and regular work. So come on, be a part. Come see all the beautiful shawls that were made. Okay? All right, so let's move on to the yarny bits. Let's talk about finished objects, of which there are none. I don't have a single finished object. I have an almost finished object, but nothing is officially completed. But let me show you the one that looks like it's done, but it's missing one key element. It is a stuffed unicorn. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see I posted a picture of him last night. He's so cute. Okay, so it is the Jupiter the Unicorn pattern by Sweet Oddity Art. That's what he looks like. This is a black and white photo, but so it's a white and gray unicorn in the pattern, and it's got rainbow hair. I didn't have time to cut the hair and pack it in my suitcase before I flew to Austin on Monday. So he's not going to get the hair until I get home. That's just a fact. It's not going to happen. But everything else is done. You guys. Look at him. He's so cute. Now, he is made to sit like this. He can sit. So this is what he looks like if he's not sitting. Hello. But what I did, because if you just stuff this full of stuffing, he's just going to fall over. He's not going to stand up. So what I did is I took some lentils, and this is a good trick to use if you are making amigurumi and you want them to stand up or sit up or stay in a certain position. You can weight a part of their body, kind of like the Beanie Babies used to have, that like pebbles at the bottom. But an easy way to do this is just to take some dried beans because they don't spoil. And I didn't just put dried beans in here, okay? I put it in a baggie and then I saran wrapped the baggie like 5 times. So no beans are escaping, I promise. No matter how violently Jupiter the Unicorn gets abused, which hopefully he will not because he's super cute. So he sits perfectly fine. He's made in pieces, so you make the head, you make the body, you make the arms, and you sew everything together. And everything else I just stuffed with fiberfill. And I brought a little baggie because fiberfill takes up a lot of room. And I did not have room in my suitcase to bring it. So I just brought a little baggie full. It was just enough because I had these 2 parts stuffed already before I left Florida. I had just enough to stuff the 2 arms and the 2 legs and the horn. Exactly enough. So he's adorable. He's going to have a rainbow mane and a rainbow tail. This is for commission. It's going to be a Christmas present for someone. And they're going to probably, I mean, how could you not love him? Look at his face. He's so cute. I do have, so this pattern by Sweet Oddity Art is $6 on Etsy. Although you can probably get it on Ravelry, I would assume. He'll sit up, but he's not going to sit on my shoulder. That was a silly idea. So he's just going to sit right here. I don't know that because this is a paid pattern, I don't know that it was worth $6. Not because he's not adorable, but because the pattern itself, I wouldn't recommend it for beginners because it doesn't tell you how to do everything. So if you have not made an amigurumi before, then you may have some problems. So I have made amigurumi before, and the pattern doesn't tell you whether you're supposed to work in rounds or in a spiral. Now, I just happen to know from making amigurumi that most all of them are made in a spiral. So I made it that way. It doesn't really tell you how to sew the pieces together. It doesn't tell you if you just want to sew them or if you want to whip stitch them, or it just says pin them and sew them. And then it tells you when to start stuffing these parts, but not the feet or the arms. So I don't know. I just think maybe that's a little pricey for not having as much detail, because the elephant pillow that I showed a few episodes ago, that pattern was only $5.50 and it was like 20 pages long, and everything was laid out beautifully, and it was so detailed that anyone could have picked up a crochet hook and some yarn and made that elephant pillow with enough patience. So I don't know. I mean, he is pretty adorable. Does that make up for it? I think so. I would buy the pattern again because I think he's worth it. But I just don't know if it's for beginners because it's not that detailed. This is just red heart. So red heart in white and red heart in gray. And then I don't know what I'm going to use for the mane, but I have all kinds of little scraps and multicolored yarns in my stash, like little balls of them, as I'm sure all of you do. So that's what I'm going to use to make his mane. Bye! Okay, that's my almost finished object. I do have 2 other whips. I must confess to you that I have not worked a single stitch on my leaf lines shawl because I have been distracted by a new shawl. I brought it with me. I brought my leaf line shawl. I'm going to spend some time working on it this week. And I don't know what happened to it. Oh, it's on the floor. But I did buy a hook for beading on the leaf lines shawl. So this is actually a story because I went to Joann's. And by the way, the Joann's in Austin, Texas, that's like a mile from my hotel, I don't think I have ever been in a Joann Fabrics that has been that big. It was like half the size of a Walmart. It had more fabric than I think I've ever seen in my life. It had about 7 rows of yarn. Insane. I didn't buy any because I'm saving my money for a special purpose, but I needed a beading crochet hook. So I bought a 1mm crochet hook, and I was like, that'll fit in a seed bead, right? No, false. Because I have size 11 seed beads for this shawl because it's lace weight. So I had to take it back, and I got the smallest one that they have, which it's so small that it comes with a cap on it so that you don't stab yourself by accident. It's almost like a needle. Can you even see that? how tiny it is? This is a 0.6 millimeter hook. It's microscopic almost. And this, I mean, it's very sharp. Like you could seriously injure someone with this hook. And also, because it's so tiny at the end, you could very easily break it. So that's why it comes with a little cap. So I got a clover hook. I love my clover amours. And I wanted a bigger grip. I didn't want to just get like a plain metal one. And also they didn't have this size. This is the smallest hook that the Joann's had. So I had a 60% off coupon, so this was like $4. Acceptable. So I haven't touched the leaf line shawl yet, but I did start a new shawl, which I've been talking about. Now this shawl is part of the Shawl Project book, which is by the Crochet Project, who is Joann's Grace and Kat Golden. Oh, I want to make every shawl in this book, and I wanted this for quite a while, and then they were always like, at least when I was looking, they were sold out, and I wanted a paper copy, and then Faye from the Crochet Circle podcast sent this to me. Oh, and I know I've said this before on the podcast, but thank you so much, Faye. I'm going to make every single one of these eventually. So I did start one. I started the In Bud shawl by Joann's Grace, and I started it in my fancy yarn, which was the La Jolla yarn in Blueberry Cobbler and Singin' the Blues. This yarn is 100% superwash merino, 400 yards to 115 grams. This is my main color. This is how much I have left. It's shrinking quickly. And then this is my contrast color. This is the Blueberry Cobbler. Oh, this yarn is so amazing. Let me show you this shawl. It's so pretty. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a crescent shawl. I haven't weaved in any of my ends, so there's like a million ends. So basically what you do is you have this blue section, and then you start these rows. These are short rows. So you do it in one color, or basically the contrast color, you do a short row, and then you go from the same side with the main color. So this is also going to stretch a lot. It looks small right now, but when it's blocked, it's going to grow a lot, because right now it's pretty perfect. I think I'm about halfway through. I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn to finish the pattern, because the pattern calls for you do 4 of these rows, and then you do something, and then you do another, basically another 4 contrast rows. I don't know if I'm going to have enough blue yarn to get all the way through those. I might. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going until I run out of the blue yarn, and then I will pick up with the border in this yarn. So it's so soft, and I am so sensitive to wool, so it's got to be like the softest wool, and it's got to be superwash usually. If it's regular woolly wool, not only can I not wear it around my neck, I can't wear it like on my hands or anything. Like my skin is so sensitive to wool. This, no problems. It's so pretty. Let me give you a close-up. I'm sorry if that's blowing out a little bit in the light, because it's so gray outside. The blue is showing up pretty true to form. It might be a little more aqua in real life than it's showing up on the camera. It's just, I have nothing but positive things to say. The pattern is well written. The yarn is gorgeous. I cannot wait to wear this. And if you can get a digital copy of the Shawl Project, so if you can, I highly recommend you get your hands on it. I'm not really a digital person. Not that I don't like to have things on my phone or on my computer, but I don't have an iPad, so it's harder for me, and I don't carry things around with me everywhere. Like I don't have my computer everywhere I go. So I like to look at paper when I'm doing a pattern, which is why I print my patterns off, because I don't know, it really helps me to know where I am. And if I need to make notes on a pattern or something like that, then it's no problem, I can do that. I do want to start another shawl. Surprise! In this book, which I don't have the yarn for it yet, but maybe I will get that soon. And it's this one. Even cowgirls sing the blues. It's so pretty. So that one, most of that shawl was done. Sorry, there's fuzz everywhere. Most of that shawl was done when I was on the plane, actually, from Tampa to Austin. I had done a little bit the day before, and I've done maybe 3 rows since then, but mostly I've been working on this guy. So the shawl only got some love while I was on the plane, and I got that much done. So it was fabulous. And I do have one more work in progress. This is also something that makes me really happy. I'm making a crochet donut. So there's a free pattern on Molly Makes called Giant Crochet Donut. Again, this is black and white, so you're not really going to be able to see it very well. But it's a free pattern. And I am making a pink, oh, look at all those ends. A pink and mint donut. This is the top. I actually started this last night. So you hold 2 strands of yarn together to make the donut, and you use a 5.5 millimeter hook. So I've got red heart in mint and red heart in pink. And I'm modifying the pattern slightly because she tells you this is worked in the round. So you've got to switch colors in the round every time. And I did that for 2 rows, and I got this many ends on both sides. That's a heck of a lot of ends for 2 rows. Okay, and she was basically saying you don't really need to weave them in because you could just tie them off and they'll be inside the donut and no one will know. But I'll know. And also, I feel like that's kind of a waste of yarn. Like, they're just to have that many ends. So what I have been doing is floating the yarn, floating the contrast color on the back. And I haven't been crocheting over it on every stitch because I don't want it to show through, especially the pink on the green would show through. So what I've been doing is like every 3 stitches, I'll crochet over it on the back side and then carry it along the back. And the same on the pink. Every few stitches, I'll crochet over the yarn and I'm just making floats. So this should be done, I think, by the next time. I don't know. So the pattern calls for, this would be the frosting. And then once you make the frosting, you make the top, then you make the bottom, and then you sew them together. I'm not going to be able to finish this until I get home, so I can make the top, but it's going to have rainbow sprinkles on it on both sides. So I didn't have time to cut the yarn or get the rainbow yarn. So when I get home, then I'll sew the sprinkles on, and then I will sew the donut up. And she also has the donut being smaller on the bottom. So you make the top with a 5.5 and you make the bottom maybe with a 3.5 or a 4 in like brown or a donut color. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to make 2 tops and sew them together so that literally one whole half of the donut is mint and one whole half on both sides is pink. And then of course the top will have sprinkles and the bottom won't. So I don't know. It's really cute. Although it doesn't look like much other than yarn spaghetti. I can't really show you the yarn. I mean, you can see this yarn. I can't show you the yarn ball because there's 4 balls of yarn attached to this currently, and one of them had a bit of a yarn barf problem. And I've actually never had that happen on a ball of Red Heart before. Red Heart seems to be like the easiest yarn to pull the middle end out of. But this, it would not come out, and when it came out, it pulled like half the ball with it. And then it was completely tangled, and I even had to cut the yarn in one point because there was just no untangling it. So I cannot move the yarn without tangling it up. So if you're going to make a donut pattern, I highly recommend you float your yarn. It'll save you about 1,000,000 ends. That's all the works in progress that I have. But I do have some more things to show you. Of course I do. I have some happy yarn mail. I'm sorry that I'm going off screen. I don't want to knock the camera, so everything's not on the bed. Happy yarn mail is my acquisition segment. There's a couple of things that I purchased, one of which was the crochet hook. One of them was this plaid bag. So I've got one for the crochet give along and one for give along. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's been a long week, okay? One for the crochet along giveaway and one for me because I love it. And honestly, this is such a simple bag construction that if I could figure out how to thread my sewing machine, I bet you I could make like 20 of these with no problem. Because it's literally just 2 pieces sewed together. And that is one of my goals for 2018 is to learn how to make a project bag. So we'll see. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I also bought the Clover pendant, the yarn cutting pendant. I've seen these occasionally at Joann's, but I actually got this at my local yarn store before I left last week. So this was like 10 bucks. And I flew on the airplane with this around my neck. I went through security. I went through the X-ray machine. No one said a word to me. And it's always a problem because I'll take like nail clippers, but if you're working with any kind of bulky yarn or anything like that, the nail clippers don't really work very well, and it's just a pain, and you can't take scissors on the plane, and this, fantastic. Am I gonna wear this around my neck all the time? No. But for travel, this thing is great. I'm so happy I purchased it. But I did get a gift in the mail, and it was the most special, beautiful, you'll see, I'm gonna show you. So Claudia from the Crochet Luna podcast sent me a package, and I don't even know what to say. It's basically what I wrote to her when I got the package, is that I don't even know how to be appropriately appreciative of this package because it's so beautiful. So first of all, it came in a very exciting envelope, which is fantastic. I love bright colors. And let me just show you. So first she sent me this beautiful yarn, which this is called Zombie Yarn. How cool is that? This is Zombie Yarn in the colorway, well, it just says 1609, but this is a 50-50 cotton bamboo yarn, and it's a DK weight. Oh, it's so pretty. And attached to it is a little llama stitch marker. It's so adorable. Now, I don't know if you can tell. Let me try and do it like this. It's not just a llama. It's a llama candy corn. So it's like an October Halloweeny llama. So it's what we might consider a llama corn instead of a candy corn. And it's very soft. I don't know what I'm going to make with this. It's going to live in a special place in my stash for a little while until I can find the perfect project, because this has got to be something amazing. It deserves to be something amazing. She sent me that beautiful yarn. She also sent me a lovely, lovely card, which I'm not going to read to you, but it was so special. And some winter spice tea, which I have been saving just to show you on the podcast, and now I'm going to drink it. I am now the proud owner of a Crochet Luna pin. I'm so excited. I was so happy when I saw on her podcast that she was making these. And I don't know if you need to watch her podcast if you haven't, but look at this. That in the middle is I don't know if it's focusing very well. That's a little better. So this middle part is a diagram. It's a crochet diagram of a granny square. That's awesome. And it's an enamel pin, and it's basically the coolest. And then there was another little pin that says best crocheter ever, which is probably showing up backwards for you, but that's what it says. And I mean, I'm clearly not the best crocheter ever, but it's very cute. Then she sent me the most adorable sock project bag from Slip Stitch Studios. Show you the tag. She's talked about them on her podcast before, and they make some really, really cute things. In fact, some of the prizes for her super simple Tunisian cowl giveaway were from Slip Stitch Studios. But okay, look at this. Look at this. It's ice cream and popsicles. It's ice cream and popsicles. I mean, you guys, look at this. And on the inside, it's got this super cute fabric, pink fabric. I love pink. And then it's got, let me turn it inside out so you can see. It's got pockets. And, I mean, this is such a well-finished bag. This could totally be reversible. And my favorite part about it is not that it's popsicles and ice cream, although that is possibly one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. It's that this is flannel. Did I tell you at the beginning of the episode that I love flannel? Like, that's such a unique idea for a project bag. And it's a drawstring, and it's just, it's perfect is what it is. But that's not all. She has been sewing recently. I don't know if you know this, but she's been making project bags, and I am highly impressed. So she sent me 2 of her very own Crochet Luna handmade project bags. And one of them, she said in her card to me, like, I don't know, they're not perfect, so, you know, do with them what you want. Okay, in my eyes, they're perfect. I'm not looking for things wrong with them, but even if I was, I don't think I'd be able to find anything. They're gorgeous. The first one, there is no way I can part with because it's butterflies. It's butterflies and little pink bees. And on the inside is this fabulous pink fabric. And this is what my In Bud shawl is living in. The minute I pulled this out, I was like, oh, yep, this is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And I have to use it right away. And I took this on the plane with me. And it's been to work with me for 3 days. Not that I've worked on it because work has been insane, but I've been carrying it around with me everywhere. It's perfect. And it's so beautiful. But she also sent a slightly larger one, which has got all of these mandalas on it. Beautiful mandala fabric, and on the inside, it's this lovely green. So this is going to be a very special giveaway coming soon on the podcast. I will not be greedy. I will not keep this bag for myself. I will share the love. It's just as beautiful as that butterfly bag. And if you win this bag, you're a very lucky person indeed. So it'll be a little while because I have something in mind to use it as a giveaway for. But just know this is going to be a prize in the future. It was a huge package, and it pretty much made my whole week when I opened it, and it was lovely. And Claudia, you're the sweetest, and I know I love you, and you are such an inspiration to me, and I'm going to take up sewing next year to make beautiful bags like you. We'll see. I may hate sewing. Every time I've tried it before in my life, I've hated it, but my crafty goal for 2018 is to learn how to make a project bag, both a drawstring and one with a zipper and a handle, and to make a skirt, just a simple elastic waist skirt with pockets, because I want to make like a nerdy skirt out of like Star Wars fabric or something, and I don't think I will ever be a dressmaker. I'm pretty sure I will not be. I'm not going to say never, but I don't think so. I don't love sewing. Yarn is where it's at for me. I will never turn into Katie from Inside Number 23, who has a whole me-made wardrobe. But I would like to learn how to make a project bag, and I would like to learn how to make a skirt. And that's my crafty goal for 2018. But it's not 2018 yet. It's still 2017. We still got a few weeks, and my life is not going to calm down until December. So just a couple of life updates. As you know, I'm currently in Austin for work. So I had put in my notice at work, and then because at the end of November, I'm going to be transitioning into a different job, which I'll talk about maybe on the next podcast or the one after that. And they were like, oh, you're leaving? And I was like, yes. And they were like, you can go to Texas first, right? what am I supposed to say? No, it's my job. One of the reasons that this job is not going, my current job would not work out for me long term is because of the travel. So I end up traveling about 3 months out of the year, and it's not the travel itself. So if I was just going somewhere for a few days and coming home, or going for a week and coming home, it wouldn't be that bad. But normally when I go somewhere, I'm there for like a month. And I'm currently, I know some of you were asking last week, I'm currently a trainer at an auto insurance company. So we do auto insurance claims, and then I train people how to do claims. So auto insurance has kind of been my life for the last 6 years, and I am not going to be doing auto insurance anymore at the start of December, which I'm so thrilled about. But I do the training we have offices in New Jersey and Texas and Florida, and I do the training for all 3 of them. So when I go somewhere, I have to be there for a long time, which is okay. Like, I don't have any kids, and, you know, I'm young and whatever, but I like to be at home. I miss my husband, and I'm really excited that I will not have to travel like that anymore in the future. But for now, I'm stuck in Austin until the day before Thanksgiving. Actually, not the day before Thanksgiving. That was when I was originally going to go home, but obviously Thanksgiving is the most traveled holiday, and I couldn't find any flights from Austin to Tampa that were going to take less than 2 stops, so I found a flight on the Tuesday night. So I'll be getting home pretty late Tuesday night, but I did manage to find a nonstop flight, which is pretty fantastic. So that's what I'll be doing. I've got 3 more weeks of this job, and then I've got 5 more weeks of school, and then I'll be done with my master's degree. Some of you have asked what I have been studying, which I guess is a good question considering I keep talking about the fact that I'm in grad school. I am almost done with a Master of Arts in Theological Studies. So my undergrad degree, I have a prior master's degree. They're both in theology, and then my current degree is more of a pre-PhD degree in theology, although I will not be starting a PhD anytime soon. I'm tired, y'all. I need a break. It's been a long road to get to here, and it's been wonderful, but and maybe I wouldn't feel quite so stressed out if I didn't have everything going on in my life. But let me just give you a snapshot. So I work 40 hours a week at my job, and then when I'm traveling, I work a lot more than that because there's just me and there's no one else to do anything. So I've got a full-time job. I'm in school full-time, so I'm taking 3 grad classes. I'm also teaching 2 online classes for a separate university. So I've got that, and then I've got all my responsibilities at church and things like that, and obviously I have a family, and basically the house hasn't been cleaned since September, at least not by me. My husband has been wonderful. I haven't cooked any food. Maybe I've cooked spaghetti a couple of times since school started this semester, and everything else is just like, it gets microwaved or it doesn't happen because I don't have time. And if I do have time, I'm not going to spend it cleaning. I'm going to spend it with yarn, or I'm going to spend it sleeping. I have managed to get more sleep this semester than I normally do because I've really, really put an emphasis on it. But I'm still pretty tired, which is why I had talked last week about anxiety and crochet to calm you down, because that's kind of where I am in my life. But what I keep telling myself, and what I've been saying since September, is I just have to make it till December, and then everything will calm down and everything will be different. So we're almost there. It's almost Thanksgiving. I hope you have wonderful Thanksgiving plans. I will do my best to record a podcast. So 2 weeks from now will be Thanksgiving, and I don't know if I'm going to be home on that Saturday or not to record. And if I'm not, then I'll try to get one out on Sunday or Monday, something like that. So there should still be a podcast at that time. I'll be in Austin for another week and a half, although it's not like I have time to do anything. Literally this whole week I've gone to work, I've come home being the hotel, and then I've done schoolwork for 3 hours probably each night, and then maybe I've crocheted a little bit, on this guy. And then I've gone to sleep. And then my alarm goes off at 6 and it starts all over again. So it's not like I'm doing anything fun or any sightseeing. Although tomorrow, which is Sunday, or maybe today, who knows? This weekend, I am going to be going to visit a yarn store, which is Hill Country Weavers. And if you have watched the Knit Show by Vicki Howell, which is a free, professionally produced knitting and crochet show on YouTube, that's her local yarn store. And so I saw it on the show, and then it's in Austin. It's like 12 miles from where I am currently. So I think I'm gonna go check it out tomorrow. I have a little bit of money left from a commission that I have not spent, and maybe I will find some things to spend it on. What I need to spend it on is I need some wool wash, and I need a pointy needle to weave in ends. The one I have is very blunt. What I'm going to spend it on, probably yarn. Yes, we all know this. So maybe I'll have an update for you next time on Hill Country Weavers. Maybe I'll try to get some video footage and put it on Instagram. Although I'm not very good at that, so don't hold your breath. That's all I have. Hopefully this episode is not crazy when I edit it. I feel a little crazy today, and the lighting is weird, and the situation is weird, and I'm a little weird today, but that's okay. It's completely fine. I hope that you have the most wonderful 2 weeks of crafting. I know we're getting into the holidays. I hope you have time to spend with family, and if you don't want to spend it with family, I hope you have some delicious food and maybe a relaxing day off. Or if you're a Black Friday shopper, I hope you find some fantastic deals and that you have some crafting and generally can get into the spirit of the end of the year. So from me to you, happy crafting. Thank you for stopping by. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you would like to be kept updated on any future episodes or anything else that I upload, please do hit subscribe. And I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.